What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the One-on-One series presented by Fandoms Anonymous. It's been a minute since we had a later episode of the One-on-One series. We try to get everybody scheduled in properly and try to make sure that we're bringing you good quality interviews and not just scheduling a bunch of people and talking to them and giving you crap. That's not what we do here at Fandoms Anonymous. But today I got my man Crandell Brock from my hometown, Mobile, Alabama. We're talking about art by Crandell. What's going on, Crandell?
Hey, how's it going?
Most definitely. Let's get it started. If you guys haven't met Crandell, first of all, let's go to Facebook. I want you to search Crandell Brock. And I want you to go search Art by Crandell. And I want you to see this amazing artwork that this man does. He does a lot of different art with skulls, beautiful skull pieces, and fleur-de-lises, and comic book characters, man. Some of the most authentic, original art. See, there's a difference between art you can buy at a store, art you see online, and original art where somebody has taken something out of their mind, put it on paper, and then put it on canvas. That's a difference, and it's good to still have people like Crandell out there who do things like that still today. So, Crandell, my first question for you is, how did you get started in art, period?
Well, I've always been a bit of an artist. Even when I was a kid, I grew up, I would get my old comic books like Spawn and Venom, and I would sit there and always try to sketch the characters as close as I could to how they looked in the comic books. It always kind of encouraged me to do my art more. And then when I got older, I eventually got more into the local art scene about maybe 10 years ago or so. And ever since then, I've been doing just, local art shows here. I've done a couple of shows in Atlanta, and I've done a show in New Orleans, kind of get myself out there a little bit and just been kind of have fun with it for as long as I can remember. So I was kind of born into it, you could say, because my uncle was an artist too, so he was definitely a big influence on me as well. So.
Right. Now, one thing I know, I first met you, I met you on Facebook, and then I met you at MobileCon last year. And I didn't, neither one of us remembered who we were until we started talking to you like, oh, you're you.
Oh, you're that guy, yeah.
So when you're thinking of new art to do and new pieces, what is your process? We're not saying to give away the secret recipe, but what comes to mind first? Do you look through certain things? Do certain things just come to mind and you kind of map it out and then you sit down and get the painting? Or, how does that process go?
Well, it's kind of, that's a good question. I just, especially with me trying to sell my artwork, I try to think about what people will be interested in getting, but also is true to me as well. And that, to me, is very important. You got to, if you don't enjoy what you're painting, then eventually you're going to get tired of painting in general. So you might as well make sure it's part of who you are. But I was trying to think about what I want to feel. I try to look at the particular canvas and feel what should be on that canvas. And kind of just let it happen naturally. Should it be like a fantasy piece? Should it be a landscape? Should it be an awesome my version of a comic book character? It's just kind of, I let the moment kind of flow naturally, I guess, if that makes any sense.
Right. I've been seeing a lot of your artwork, and I named some different types earlier. But where did you get the idea for the skull work that you do?
Well, like I mentioned, I do. I've been going to New Orleans for a few years now, trying to sell artwork over there at, I don't know if you know Pirates Alley near Jackson Square. Real popular tourist area and everything. And I figured I would do something that, would be something that would represent me pretty much, but also would probably do pretty well over there in New Orleans. And I was walking around some of the gift shops, and I noticed there was a lot of sugar skulls in most of the gift shops. I figured, I've always kind of had things with a crazy kind of, out there kind of artwork like sugar skulls and whatnot. So why not try to incorporate that and do my own thing with it? And that's why I started coming up with ideas. Instead of just doing this regular old sugar skulls, maybe do one of Jerry Garcia or David Bowie, or have one that's based on Mardi Gras, or you have the comedy and tragedy mask. So I would say my big inspiration for the sugar skulls would be New Orleans for the most part. Try to capture that kind of voodoo vibe, I guess.
That essence.
Yeah.
Now, for the artists out there who have something original and they think well, maybe this won't go over too well. Now, this is a two-part question. for you. When you started your work, you knew that it was original. Did you feel at first like, man, this might not go over too well? And what do you have for that person who has some good original art who thinks it might not go over too well?
Well, I mean, you just kind of you got to get yourself out of your own head and just, be brave and put yourself out there. Because, I mean, the worst they can say is that, they don't like it. And if not, then hey, I mean, when one person doesn't like, another person loves. So, I mean, all you can do is don't let yourself be intimidated by it, which is hard. I mean, when I first started doing the art shows around here and try to get into artwork in galleries, and, it's hard to put yourself out there because, your artwork is very personal to you. That's a part of who you are. And, you don't want anybody to tear you down or anything, but you just got to work past that, and just put yourself out there, see what galleries would maybe take your kind of style of work and just, go with it and just have fun with it is the main thing, but just don't give in to the fear and just pursue it,
Now, how did you feel when you first had those first few paintings that you did? And you're like, okay, now I'm going to step out. What were your thoughts?
Ooh, that's a good question. Like I say, just, a fear of it if I was, making the right choices because of trying to pursue a life as an artist. Because it's not an easy life. I mean, you don't make a whole bunch of money, and I would like to say I do, but, I mean, you have more established artists who do eventually do that, but, it's really more of a career of passion, and I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to say what I already felt my first time seeing art, but just that I hope that people would be able to appreciate it for what it was and what it is and what I was trying to do with it, I guess, which, like I say, it was hard to get myself out there at first, but once I, met more professional artists who saw the potential in my work and really encouraged me to pursue it more, it definitely made me more comfortable with it too. But yeah, at first, like I say, it was just, well, they don't like my work, I'm just, it's all for nothing, or, I guess common fears like that, but...
What artists, throughout our town would you say were some inspiration to you when you started out doing artwork?
Well, of course, Bob Ross growing up was a big one. Growing up every Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. Yeah.
Gotta love Bob Ross. We're just gonna.
That's funny because in that game, what is it called? Shoot, the one where you play all different gods and then you say Smite. They have one of the characters on there. You can get the Bob Ross skin now too. So that's pretty awesome.
I was like, we're going to put a little tree over here, and then we're going to go over here. We're going to add a few little birds and
happy little trees.
Little happy little trees.
So you don't make mistakes, you make happy little accidents. So exactly. That's my theory in life. No mistakes, happy little accidents.
Gotta love Bob Ross. You gotta love Bob Ross. Now,
oh yes,
one word that always comes across in these interviews that we do, each and every one, and the word is never spoken. It's always implied based on what the person that's being interviewed is talking about, and it's the word consistency. How do you feel about the word consistency when it comes to what you do?
Well, that is important because that's one thing. My friend Heather, she was a local artist from here, and she's a full-time artist. She's kind of I'm still working toward becoming myself. But she's in New Orleans now, doing her artwork full-time. But she made it very clear to me that your artwork has to be consistent. Because if you have one painting that's like a country landscape scene, and you have another one that's like my sugar skull stuff, whatever, and it's all your work, but it's all different styles. It's kind of hard for people to really. No, it's all yours, but you really want to have everything you have on display to be a consistent theme, basically. Whether you're doing all fantasy or comic book inspired work, you want it all to look like it's your creation, not like different separate pieces, So yeah, consistency is pretty important. So it makes it easier to have people recognize it as your work. So.
And we have to be consistent in everything that we do. Even, here with the Families Honors YouTube channel, we make sure that we always put out quality, consistent content, for our viewers and for our listeners out there who are always checking out what we have going on. So before we go, we are, of course, the purpose of the one-on-one series is always to help the person that's being interviewed plug what they do, and also give advice to those who are in the realm or same occupation that the person that's being interviewed is in. So another thing that we know and what we talk about a lot here on Fandoms Anonymous is our superheroes, the comic books, all of that good stuff. Who is your guy? Who is your comic book? What's your big thing?
Mine would always have to be Wolverine, because that was one. I mean, I remember being in first grade or something. I was still young. I remember being in the car with one of my classmates, and her mom and her brothers here, give me a ride home from school. And I think one of her brothers had a copy of Wolverine that he had showed me. That was my first time already seeing Wolverine, I think. I'm like, who is this? And he's like, oh, it's Wolverine, man. He's badass. He has the claws and sneak. And I'm like, oh, wow. And I always kind of relate to him, because I guess when I was younger, I had a little bit of some anger issues, I guess, whatever. And I kind of saw that, and he just felt more like a real character to me, So.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. But guys, I want to thank you for listening to this great interview. Crandell, I really appreciate you for stopping by to the one-on-one series. Let everybody know where they can locate and find you at.
Well, I do have a website, but it's still in the works. But you can find me on Facebook right now at Crandell Brock, Crandell Crandell, Brock, Brock, or you can go to my Facebook page, Art by Crandell, and hit me up and say hello. If you like my work, then hey, we'll see what's up.
Most definitely, guys. If you guys don't know who we are already, we're Fandoms Anonymous. That's FANDOMSANONYMOUS. We're all over social media, right here on YouTube. Don't forget to smack that subscribe button. We're almost to 200 subscribers, and we're going to keep pushing. We're already over 42,000 views, and we haven't even hit month 5 yet. So let's keep it going. Don't forget to hit the notification bell for future videos that go on this channel. Also, head over to Facebook, join the Facebook group for all the discussions that we have, and hit the like on the Facebook fan page. Go over there to Instagram where we're at Fandoms_Anonymous17, and head over there to Twitter where we're at Anonymous_Fan17. Once again, Crandell, thanks for joining us, man. And guys, as we always say, if there is anything else, thanks for watching, and have a good one.
Fandoms Anonymous.